Hi, my name is Christina. I am a student at the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can I have your name, please?
My name is Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. So I wanted to let you know that anything that we talk about today is going to be confidential unless you talk about harming yourself, harming others, or a child, elderly, or handicap abuse. And I also wanted to let you know that I am being supervised by a professor since I am a student. Is that okay?
That is okay.
All right, thank you. So why don't you talk to me about what brought you in today?
I don't know. One of my life is kind of concerned for me.
Okay.
Um, I don't know how to handle a lot.
Okay. Now, can you elaborate a little more for me when you are talking about everyone is worried about you and you're not knowing how to handle the situation?
Well, about 3 months ago, um, I got a call from my fiance telling me that he wanted to meet for um, coffee and a bagel at the cafe right next to my work. And we were all planning on meeting, and everything was great. And then I saw her walking across the street, and so I was walking towards her, and a drunk driver came by and hit her when she was in the crosswalk.
Mm. I'm so sorry to hear about that, Kevin. I can imagine what you have gone through these past, months, and I can even begin to express, once again, just how deeply sorry I am for your loss. But if you don't mind me asking you a couple questions regarding the situation, just how you've been feeling, it's gonna help me, to gather some more information so that way I can help you feel better, okay? Thank you for understanding. Now you said that this event happened 3 months ago?
Correct.
Okay. And so you witnessed the event?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you talk to me a little bit more about that event? Once again, I know that it might be hard and I know that it might be a little bit traumatic for you to talk about the loss of your fiance. So at any time if you feel uncomfortable or if you need, to stop just to calm yourself down, by all means just let me know, okay?
Okay.
So why don't you talk to me about that event?
Um, so pretty much, um, we were meeting for coffee and a bagel, and um, I was walking towards her, um, and my fiance had the um, little white walking symbol. You know what I'm talking about?
The pedestrian
Yeah,
thing?
that's
Okay.
and she started walking. She looked both ways and started walking across the street. And um, a
Okay.
drunk driver um, came by and drove her. She was tossed in the air. Um, and I saw everything. Saw everything.
Now, so from the moment that you saw her get hit by the car, now, like I said, at any point in time, if you need to stop, if you want to sort of just focus on yourself, please let me know, okay?
Okay.
Okay. But so at the time that you saw her get hit by the car, what happened after?
Immediately ran to her. Um, and there was a passerby who called 911.
Okay.
But I immediately ran to her, and um, me having my nursing license, I went and started, yard, but it was, I already lost her.
Alright, thank you for that information. We'll sort of set it off to the side. That gives you the ability to sort of calm down and to not have to think about that traumatic event, as much, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, what about how you felt after the event?
I was angry.
Okay.
I was angry at the whole situation.
Okay.
At first very angry at the driver, as anyone would be. I was angry at myself. Why couldn't I have been there? Why couldn't it have been later? Why couldn't it have been sooner? Um, I just had so many things running through my head, and that anger eventually turned to sadness.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. Now with this anger, do you ever take it out on yourself? Like, would you, sort of limit the amount of time that you spent with people? Did you sort of feel like as if, um, you were the one to blame, which you're not? I just want to emphasize that. I just want to ask if that's what you meant by that.
I did. I felt like I was to blame, for the whole situation, but I also knew that there wasn't anything that I could have done to change it.
Okay.
But I did, kind of withdraw, um, from everything and everyone,
Okay.
after the whole incident.
Well, I'm glad that you know that that's not your fault and it's not your fault. You know, but so with you withdrawing from everything that you have going on, your social life, is that normal behavior for you?
No, I'm a very sociable person.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I'm really good at making friends. I'm really good at keeping friends. I should say I was. Um, I was just a very outgoing person. I get along with anyone that I ever met. And after the whole incident, I haven't seen a friend. I haven't tried to do anything with a friend. Um, I don't go and meet new people. I just don't have the will to want to do any of that. And it's disrupting. Um, I feel like I don't know what to do. I'm lost.
Okay. Now I have three important questions that I want to ask you.
Of course.
Just because it sounds as if you're going through a rough time, and that's understandable. Um, but just some of the things that you had just said, just sort of sparked my interest with wanting to ask you these things. Once again, these are something that I'm going to need to know. Um, and so, at any time in which you feel as if you have experienced these, please let me know, okay?
Of course.
Okay. So, are you currently suicidal?
I'm not
Okay.
currently. Um,
So, you're not thinking about harming yourself right now, like killing yourself?
Not currently, no.
Okay. What about in the past?
In the past, yes. After the initial situation, um, I I did. Um, I wanted to be close to her, like we were, and I kept thinking that if I was gone too, then I could be close to her,
Right.
and it really was all I was able to think about, for a little while.
Did you make any plans? Did you have any intentions upon acting on those thoughts? Okay. So it never went past just the thought stage?
It was just a thought. It was
Okay.
just the thought of she should be here and I shouldn't.
Can you describe to me how many times you had these thoughts and how long ago the last thought was?
Um, I would say it was pretty stagnant. It really didn't go away
Okay.
until about a month. Um, and then after a month of her being gone, I went through my stages of grieving um, and now I don't know how to explain it,
That's okay.
um, uh, everything just kind of, I'd say dissipated, but the thought of killing myself dissipated because I knew that there's absolutely nothing I could do to change the situation. It already happened.
All right. Thank you for that information. Now, along with harming yourself by killing yourself, did you ever think about harming yourself in the sense of, punching yourself, cutting yourself, inflicting pain, other than killing yourself currently?
No, not
Okay.
currently.
In the past, have you ever thought about harming yourself?
Not in the past either.
Okay.
Um, I I never really had that intention. Um, I
Okay.
knew that Christina would have. Um, that's my fiance. I don't know if I said that earlier, um, but I don't know if Christina. I know Christina wouldn't have liked that, and I know that she would have smacked me up across the head if I did anything like that. Um, and so those thoughts never went through my head
Okay.
of hurting myself physically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Thank you yet again. And what about current thoughts of hurting others? I know that you had mentioned that you were at one point in time, or even currently, upset with the drunk driver. Did you ever think about harming him by killing him or anyone else
Um,
currently?
no. So currently, I have. No, I'm a very passive person when it comes to stuff like
Okay.
that. So thinking about hurting somebody else, that just blows my mind how someone
Okay.
could do that.
That is also in the past too. You never thought about killing someone?
In that split second, as soon as it all happened, and um, I after I checked on my fiance to make sure that there wasn't anything more I could physically do. Um, I mean, yeah, I was angry,
Okay.
and I was screaming, I was cussing, I was every possible thing, but I never thought about hurting him.
Well, thank you. Those were those three important questions that I wanted to ask. And thank you for answering them. Now, going into a little bit more about those feelings that you have been experiencing, just over the course of time, um, I want to get some more information regarding how you've been feeling. So, yet again, if anything that I ask you, if you have felt that you have experienced before, please let me know, okay?
That, thank you.
Of course. So, at any point in time, have you experienced auditory hallucinations? Okay. Visual hallucinations? Okay. Anxiety?
No,
Okay.
um, I mean every once in a while, but I wouldn't say it's constant.
Okay. And depression outside of, everything that has been going on. Have you ever felt like you were depressed before?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me more about that?
Um, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to. This is a lot now that it's all coming out. I haven't talked to anyone about the whole situation in a long time, so it's hard for me to
That's okay. I
express.
appreciate you being able to talk to me.
Um, Thank you for listening. Um, so, um, can you repeat your question? I'm sorry.
Of course. So my question to you was, outside of you feeling depressed about the situation that happened with your fiance, have you ever felt a period in your lifetime in which you were depressed?
This was before the whole situation.
Before or current?
Um, I would say current.
Okay.
I was always a very happy kid. I mean, I was always a very happy kid. Um, so it is very different now feeling this way. So yes,
Okay. And what about your sleep schedule? Has your sleep schedule been altered in any way?
I don't even know what sleep is anymore.
Okay, so it sounds like you're not getting any sleep then.
Not me.
Okay. If you had to give me a rough estimate of how many hours of sleep that you are getting, whether it be 30 minutes or a couple hours, what would the number be?
On a good day, I would say maybe 5.5 to 6 hours
Okay.
on a good day.
Okay.
Um, on a bad day, I mean, it could be 30 minutes. I know a few nights ago it was, I mean, I just kept staring at the clock, mind racing, and time went on, and I went to bed somehow, and I woke up and I looked back at the clock. 45 minutes had passed, and I had to be up. So it was just, yeah, I'm not sleeping.
Okay. Alright. What about any point in your time in which you have lost your appetite? How is your appetite doing?
Not very well.
Okay.
Um,
Are
I
you eating too little? Are you eating too much?
am eating way too little.
Okay. Enough to where you can tell that you're losing a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
Okay. From the point in time in which your fiance had passed away, can you give me a rough estimate of how much weight you have lost?
I was 200 pounds when me and my fiance, I actually weighed myself that week
Okay.
and added it. I don't know if you've heard of my Fitness Pal, but I tracked my weight on there for a while. And I tracked my weight. I was 200 pounds, and then I weighed myself. Um, I would say probably last week, um, and I'm down to 175.
Okay.
Um, so 25 pounds in 3 months. That's it.
Right, so we'll want to make sure that we monitor that. Okay, thank you. Um, and what about periods in which you feel that you are reliving the moment in which your fiance passed away? Do you feel that you are often thinking about the event, whether it be, you know, it's something that you can control or something that might be even out of your control? Okay.
Every day I relive it.
Okay.
I know it's not under my control, but every day I relive it.
Okay.
It goes through my head every single day.
Right. And that is something that I'm hoping that we'll be able to work on so that way we can better your health, okay?
I hope so.
Of course. So going along with those recurrent flashbacks, how has your lifestyle been with continuing to go to work after the event has happened?
Um, my job.
Okay.
I couldn't keep physically, I couldn't keep that physical reminder of that place, of the intersection. I just can't.
So you felt as if when you would go near it, it was like a trigger for you? Okay. Did you attempt to go back to work after the event had happened?
I did. I tried for about 3 weeks,
Okay.
and the first week I completely avoided that intersection. Um, I would take the long way to work just so that I could avoid that intersection.
Okay.
And after that week, I knew I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I put in my 2 weeks, um, and I tried to. My last day, I told myself, "I'll be fine. I'm gonna go through the intersection. I'll be fine." And I just, I had to stop my car, turn back around, and go the other way because I
Okay.
just couldn't.
It's really brave of you for trying to go back to the event. It really is. Most times it takes people, several years to go back to that moment or to even try to think about even going near it. And the fact that you try to, go near that, that you have the thought that's, a good step forward. So, and I just want to let you know that's something that, just shows how strong you are as an individual, okay?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. Now, so since you have quit your job, you put in your 2 weeks notice. How have you been living on your own? Um, have you been managing your finances?
I moved back with my parents.
Okay.
Um, I couldn't afford the rent by myself, especially not working. Um, and so I ended a lease uh, and moved back in with my parents. And I've kind of just been living with them, off them. I should say. That sounds bad, but that's kind of what I've been doing.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Kev. And I believe that I got a lot of information about you regarding why you came in today. So if you don't mind, I sort of want to go over a little bit about what I have gathered here so far. Um, so from everything that I gathered, it sounds as if you're coming in today, in order to, get the ball rolling with trying to better your health after the loss of your fiance, who was hit by a drunk driver when you were trying to meet her for breakfast in the morning while you were at work. And I know that you have talked about your process of trying to better yourself by pushing yourself to go near the scene of the accident and by trying to stay close with your family by moving in with them. Um, and I know that really you are truly just looking to have the recurrent memories of the incident, to stop so that way you can focus on the good memories that you have with your fiance and not that negative thought, okay? Does that sound about right about what you came in today for?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, Well, so now that I have all of that information, it's all correct, based on what you had given me, I want to go into some background information about you, if that's okay. So that way that can further enhance my understanding and to better know you, ultimately.
Of course.
Perfect. Okay. So why don't we talk about your family? I know that you had mentioned that you have just moved in with them. So how was your, upbringing as a child?
Um, Pretty normal.
Okay.
I would say the only thing that really was difficult was my parents fought all the time as a kid. Um, but besides that, everything else was pretty typical, um, I would say.
Perfect. Do you have any siblings?
I have two siblings, two older siblings.
Two older. Okay. And what is the age range between you two?
Um, so I'm 25.
Okay.
Um, my middle brother is 31, and my oldest brother is 32.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Now I know that you had mentioned that your parents would fight, off and on, and that's, understandable, just with parents. Um, but were they ever physically violent towards one another?
Never.
And what about towards you, the kids? Were they ever physically abusive towards you guys? Okay. Emotionally abusive?
No.
And what about sexually abusive? Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
Now, so what about your education? I know that you had said that you have your nursing degree, so I'm assuming that you went to nursing school.
Yes.
Okay, and how long ago was that?
I graduated 2 years ago um, from Chamberlain University,
Okay.
um, and uh, yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Um, how long ago?
Time flies by fast, doesn't it?
Months.
And that's okay. I'm hoping that we'll be able to make you feel better, at the end of working together, okay?
Thank
Thank you. So now that I have some education history, and I know that we just briefly once again talked about your nursing degree, so why don't we talk about your work history? I know that you said that you had just left your past position, but how long did you hold that position for, and what was the position?
you. So little quick story of how everything happened. But I was a nurse on a same day surgery unit, um, and I got the position because I worked as a patient care tech, which is just another fancy term for like a nursing assistant um, on the floor when I was in nursing school. They hired me
Okay.
on, and then halfway through nursing school, they told me that they wanted to keep me on the team, um, and I stayed on and um, stuck with it. I got a job as a nurse.
Wow, my goodness. Well, they must have really liked your work ethics with hiring you right on.
I guess.
Okay, and what about your past work history outside of this most recent one?
I worked as a cashier slash server
Okay,
at a fast food joint in the area. Um, you may have heard of it, Bona Beef. Um,
of course.
and then I also worked at a nursing home as a nursing assistant uh, for a year. I worked at my first job, the restaurant, for about 4 years.
Okay.
And I worked in the nursing home for about a year and a half. So those are my only other jobs. I haven't worked many different places. I kind of stay in one place for a long period of time.
That's what I was getting at. It sounds, even though you don't have a lot of work history, you have worked at those positions for quite a while. So So, but that's good, building up your resume and getting the experience that you need that sort of all brought you to the point that has made you into the person that you are today. So bright and intelligent.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what about your military history? Have you ever served in the military?
I have not.
Okay. Thank you. Now, once again, this may be something that would be possibly very triggering for you. I completely understand that if you don't want to talk about it, that is very much okay. But how were your relationships before your fiance?
Um, I had two previous relationships.
Okay.
The long-term relationships. Um, that ended pretty roughly. Um, my first relationship, I was 16 and I didn't know any better. So I started dating this girl, and everything was great for about a year. Um, then things started to go south, and it was very mentally abusive, um, beyond mentally abusive. And then after all that, she ended up breaking up with me, um, and that was really rough for me. Um, but after all that, I started dating another girl. That was kind of like a rebound um,
Okay.
relationship, just to kind of get over the thought of losing someone. Um, and he just wasn't a very emotional person. Um, and it was just hard to connect on that level of emotion. So we never really got along that way. It was more just like a very close friendship. Uh, and then, but I met Christina the same place that I met my first girlfriend, Mormon, um, at a pool party with kids. Um, and Christina kind of stuck around throughout everything, just as a friend, as someone to be there for me when I needed them, and always stuck around and was always willing to help me when things got rough. And she helped me get through my breakups, and um, she was my best friend through everything. And without her, I really don't know what I have done.
It sounds as if you had that great support, and sounds as if she was there to help you through those tough times. So, and I'm glad that she was there. And, as I've continued to mention, I'm hoping that towards the end of us working together, you'll be able to focus more on those positive thoughts about her versus those negative thoughts, okay?
Of course.
Alright. Now that I have gone a little bit more into your background information, I want to continue on. So how have your history in the psych related environment, how have they been? Have you been voluntary or involuntarily admitted to a hospital before?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been diagnosed with a disorder before?
No.
Okay. And have you ever sought treatment for an issue going on in your life? So have you ever met with a therapist or a psychiatrist before?
I have not.
Okay. And you have never been prescribed any medications?
I have not.
Okay. Thank you. Now, going on with medication usage, have you ever had any substance abuse?
Um,
And that
Nothing.
includes alcohol, marijuana.
Well, you bring those in, um, yeah, when I was a teenager, um, you know, I would smoke every once in a while, but it wasn't very often. Um, and once I knew I wanted to go into nursing, I stopped everything. Um, because you can't do that if you want to be a nurse. So,
Well, thank you.
but socially,
Okay.
and then just nicotine socially. Um, but besides that, never a constant occurrence.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information. Um, and what about your family psych-related history? So have any of your family members been voluntarily or involuntarily submitted to a hospital setting before? Thank you. And what about your medical history? So not being admitted to a hospital, but your medical history. Have you had any surgeries or have you had any medical condition that I should be aware of?
I had a appendix taken out in February of 2018, and that's my only surgery.
Okay.
Um, and I have acid reflux disease um, that I take medication for.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And what about legal history? Have you ever been in trouble with the law before?
Nope.
Thank you. And what about your religious beliefs? Are you religious?
I'm Christian. I wouldn't say I'm religious, but I wouldn't say like I'm a hardcore follower, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Thank you. And what about your coping skills? Have you developed any coping skills since everything has happened over the past couple of months?
Um, I not really.
Okay, and
Um,
this can include like writing in a journal, going for walks, even talking with your family to sort of get any emotions or stress or even sadness off of your chest.
um, I don't talk to any friends. I've kind of withdrawn from all them. Um, but I talk to my mom every once in a while. She kind of helps me through um, some things, but um, she doesn't understand exactly what I'm going through either. So it's a little difficult. And so that's why I'm here.
Well, thank you, Kev, so much for coming in today. I want to thank you once again for being open and honest with me about everything that you have been going through. I can't imagine what you are currently going through and what you have been through, the loss of your fiance. But with the knowledge that I have now, and again, it sounds as if you have been going through a lot, with losing someone that traumatic. Um, I can understand why you were coming in today, and I hope that we can continue to meet um, as long as you feel comfortable and you are willing to talk with me further. Would that be something that you would be interested in?
I would really like that.
Okay, awesome. Well, since I don't have my own personal schedule and I can't make appointments for myself, if you could do me a favor and meet with the receptionist outside of the office, and she will be able to tell you the next available dates and times that we will be able to meet. And feel free to book the appointment that works best with your schedule. So my receptionist will be able to give you all of that information, okay? All right. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate listening.
Thank you. Have a great day.